Hi guys, guess what day it is? It is Wednesday and you already know what that means, which is Undiscovered at 3 p.m. on social media shows. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have all of you guys viewing our episode today. I am your host, Priscilla, and as always, we're going to have a show filled with amazing guests. This one is going to be a packed show, so make sure to get your coffee, your tea ready to watch an amazing thing. Today we have entrepreneurs, we have hip-hop artists, we have producers, and we have a voiceover actor that's all around Hollywood right now doing as many things as he can possible. So make sure to come back after the break and meet all of our guests. See you soon.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to introduce our first guest today. She is a CEO, an entrepreneur. She's only 20 years old and she's already shaking the financial and credit world to the max. Like, I can't believe you're about to have her on our show. Please welcome Girlie Bitoncol. Hey Queen!
Hey!
Welcome!
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So, we were vibing a little bit
Yes,
before when
of
you
course.
first got here, and let's emphasize the fact that you were only 20, right? And you here are CEO, and you're literally teaching people way older than you about finance and credit and
Yeah.
how to basically live an adult life.
Yes.
Like, tell us, how did you already mask such an empire at this age?
Well, coming from a Filipino household, from a Filipino family, we were never taught about finances, neither about credit, the power of credit, having credit cards, and how to establish a good credit. And I was like, I'm very passionate about this, and I want to make this as a career. So I was like, why not put myself out there to educate people while I'm also learning in the process.
Right, and it's not something that I think that it's easy for everyone to learn. A lot of people learn as time goes on and they have to learn, right? And they make mistakes and then they figure out why it's important. So it's amazing that you at such a young age where, people your age are, partying or in college, they're making the mistakes now and you're already like, I'm seeing you, that's not me, right?
Yeah, I've noticed that I feel like I'm more in a crowd where I want them to be as passionate about educating and learning instead of people that are live in the moment, because tomorrow is never promised.
Right.
You want to live a life where you know that you're certain that I did my best today, and the person that I will be tomorrow, I will be better.
Oh my gosh, you should be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just added on
Thank
to
you.
the things that she can do. I feel powered. I'm like, wait, she's schooling me. What? I'm like, but so when I heard a little bit about your story beforehand, that's not always what you've done, right?
Yes. So after high school, I graduated in 2020. We were in a pandemic, so we were doing like online learning. I was going to Cypress College. I got my certificate in aviation to become a flight attendant. But I actually came across a real estate agent on TikTok, and she was talking about financial education. I was like, ooh, I have bad credit. I'm 19 years old with bad credit. I haven't established the credit. And I was like, so this other girl, her profile popped up on my For You page, and I was like, let me hit this girl up. Like, let's see what she's all about. She's from Las Vegas. So I was like, okay, she's from Las Vegas. I'm gonna drive all the way to Las Vegas to meet this girl. And that's where I met her. She was telling me how she has business partners coming. We were at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. And she's like, I want to introduce you to them because they've been in this business for 4 years, impacting so many lives nationwide. And I was like, that's something I want to do.
Yeah.
And girl, let me tell you this. When I got started, I was like, I have $300 in my bank account. And that's not something that I want to be put in the situation again. So I was like, why don't I help people for they can help me too?
Right. And so then, you help people, and you kind of give back in a way.
Yeah.
Right, and so that's the whole purpose of my show right now, is because I've been, in a situation where people weren't helping me, and I want to give people an opportunity that I wasn't given, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of matches in that way. So as I was looking you up, on social media and stuff like that,
Thank you.
you do a lot of networking events, right? Classes and things like that in person, right? So tell us a little bit about how that
So
started.
we're actually hosting another networking event today. So after this interview, this amazing interview that we're in right now, I will be personally hosting a networking event in Henderson, which is gonna be great. I actually just got started with actually hosting it, and it's amazing because that's an opportunity for you to network with business professionals, not also in the finances, but also we have people coming from the food and beverage industry that wanna get out of that rat race that we're in, like going from paycheck to paycheck. Knowing that financial services is out there and we can provide them value, and provide them value to level up their life.
Right, because there's so many people, I think, right now that's a big thing. It runs their life.
Yeah.
Their finances, their bank account runs their life and all their decisions, and it's terrible to live that way, right? You want to be able to have the freedom to, support your family, but also, like, do it at a way where you're not, doing mental stress. Like, all those things come into play. I'm pretty sure you've seen me and lots of people, talking about their personal struggles with you. Is that something that you can take and you learn from that and you kind of form your teaching based on?
Yes. I have a saying, my mentor actually mentioned this again in our training last night, where he said, challenges should not make you bitter. They should make you better. Because every time we come across challenges in our life, it's either you are going to be stuck there in that situation where you're going to want everyone to learn your story and have pity on you, or you tell yourself, girl, get back up. You're going to get better. This is only temporary, not permanent.
Right, and that's what literally keeps you motivated to do more, because like a lot of people, I think it's also a confidence thing. Like, as bad as it sounds, like, I always think people have a choice, no matter what they're in, what kind of situation they're in. They have the opportunity to literally wake up and say, I could do it. It doesn't really matter. This is now, and it's fine. What happened in the past is in the past, but now it's time to, like you said, level up. And so it's amazing at your age that you are so well versed with confidence and how you're holding yourself and teaching other people that might be twice your age how to literally just walk as a confident person, right? And so tell me, how did these networking events for you and the hosting them become a thing? Was that your idea? Did you set them up, or did someone invite you?
I did not start it up because I have multiple mentors and business partners who actually was there by my side, helping me, guiding me, and setting up these networking events themselves. They're actually here in Las Vegas. They're also real estate agents, life insurance agents, investment strategists, and I'd say they became a part of my life and impacted me in a way where I know I can impact other people's lives as well. One of them, her name's Bianca Diaz, and the other one's name is Marmisa Liyoko.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I'm sure you can meet many mentors too.
Yeah.
And you're also a mentor
Yeah.
to other people as well. So you're originally from California. Correct?
I actually drove last night because Maria told me if I wanted to be a part of the show today, and I was like, that'll be an honor because it's like you don't want to be stuck in a place where you know that you can expose what you're doing and impact more lives.
Right. You're like literally taking every opportunity as it comes to you because that opportunity would be something that launches you to something else.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because even though we're in two different fields, there's a lot of similarities between how, you know, us as especially Asian women are running our own careers.
Yeah.
And like it's across the board can literally inspire anyone of any career. You know, like literally actors that we have on today, musical artists, producers can listen to you, and even though they're like, I have no idea, I didn't study finance, I'm not in it, but what you're saying has made me want to just be more confident.
Yeah, because everyone has their own thing. Before I was previously like, oh, I want to get into singing and dancing, but I was like, yeah, that's for me as well, but I want to add additional value to it. Because that doesn't mean if you're one thing that you can't be another.
Right.
Yeah.
Why be one thing?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Like, you have to be known for all, please.
Yes, we love that.
We love that. So do you primarily, you do all your work outside of California, or do you come to Vegas a lot?
I come to Vegas a lot. I usually come about twice a month.
Oh.
But I do plan on moving here.
I'm about to say,
I'm
when
like,
are we going to have you out here so we can just be BFFs? Like, what's the vibe? Come on now, girl.
Next year. Next year.
That's good. It's be a good year. You'll be 21 by then.
Yes.
You know, so
I'm
it's
like,
the perfect age to be a
perfect age.
No one will like not say you can't come in here. You know. So what would you say is the common question that you get from a lot of people that go to your events or want you as a mentor? Is there a common across the board that you normally like a question or a problem they're having?
They would say, I would say it would be like, how do I get started in leveling up my finances? And I say, you're going to have to be committed because interest will always be there. But the thing is, commitment will show you results. So I tell them, you have to be committed with what you want and what you need. Don't just be all talk.
Right.
Don't be all talk. Because you might want it and you might need it.
Right.
But your commitment has to be more than how much you want it.
Period. That's a period. And that's good for life too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, work ethic and finance goes hand in hand. Right? If you fail on one, you're definitely going to fail on the other. You know, and so when people don't have that underlining commitment in life, there's no change that's going to happen. You know, you can't just be given a lot of these things. And so apart from that, like, how do you see, have you had a lot of people that have come back and told you you've helped my life so much? Like, do you see a lot of success in it? And do you feel like that drives you to push yourself even harder?
I'd say actually a lot. Even my mentors, they say, like, Girlie, I've seen multiple things, aspects in your life that has improved. You've helped multiple people as well, improving their life. And I'm like, that's what drives me. That's what pulls me to get out of where I am right now and to be in a better situation because I know the need out there. I know that everyone needs a person that will help them, guide them to not only success, but also to a life where they have time freedom, time for themselves, their family, and don't have to worry about the next day that they have in store.
Yeah. So for you, I'm pretty sure because you've been there, you've lived it, that kind of also helps you in how you teach people as well, because it's not just you going to school for finance and then you just kind of have knowledge by the book. You have knowledge from living it, right? And being in a family where you kind of are put in a perspective that you see both sides.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that also helps you as well.
Yes,
but how would you say, so with your commitment and now you being a whole CEO, like, you probably amassed all this maybe like in a year, because you said you graduated 2020-ish, you met, you know, so what would you say your time frame was?
I'd say 2 years now, But every day is a new day, a new chance to learn more.
And the pandemic was during that time too. So you see people that she literally started not too long ago. Like, that's no time at all, honestly.
I started in September of 2021. And prior to that, I was in like a bad state of emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. Let's just put it that way. And the time where I got exposed to the finance industry did not only level up like my knowledge with finances, but also leveled up my knowledge towards how life should be and how you should treat life.
Yes, like that's insane. So applaud to you for that short period of time, like, and during a pandemic where I feel like people regressed, you progressed, right? Like you literally said, it doesn't matter what pandemic. You didn't even mention that at all. You're like, I don't even, like, that wasn't short for me because I could do anything at this point. And so I know this is, you know, apart from finance, but do you feel that also, as an Asian American woman, because I love to point that out, because also being an Asian woman in this and being our own CEOs, do you feel like you are part of like the AAPI and kind of pushing them as well to showcase being as, how should I say, outspoken and confident as you are, like with your own, you know, entrepreneurship and what you stand for as just a woman in general?
Yeah, honestly, I'd say, and with like my base right now, is there's more women, more Asian women, and I'd say that I'm passionate about educating Asian women, because growing up in an Asian household, they have an expectation that, oh, you're gonna be either a house mom or you're gonna be in the medical field. There's no other options, right? They're like, medical field or nothing, stay at home mom. And I'm like, no. I don't want to rely on a man to fund my life. We do not want that. Like, you need to be able to stand.
Yes, queen. See?
You need to stand on your own ground.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you don't want to rely on one day. I don't want this to happen, no, but one day you get divorced and you have no career. So you're going to have to work at a 9-to-5, rotting, getting your kids like to school, and you feel like you're at the age of 60 years old while you're only 30 or 40, but you should be 30, flirty, and thriving.
We're Asian, we don't age, honey. I knew that was a great question. I was like, let me bring this up, because if anything, like in my own stance, I feel people got tired of me talking about it, right? But I'm sure you, like, when people point out that you're Asian, you should be something, especially being very obedient and suppressed, right? That's how we normally are when we walk in a room, you know, or a room full of men or people with privilege, and they look like, and then we talk out of what they think our stature is, and they're like easily offended. So I can feel like with your power and your confidence, like in who you are as a woman and your ability to get things done.
Yes.
You've experienced what it's like to be out in the world with people up here that are probably older than you as well, because they learn how old you are, right? If they're not assuming that you're already, you're like 16, but you're like, it's just my genes. Okay, but anyway.
And let me tell you this as well. Even your own family will tear you down.
Yes, especially in Asian households.
Yes.
Nothing's ever good enough.
They're like, you're not gonna make it. And when you say blood is thicker than water, no. Blood is not thicker than water.
No.
Read the Bible.
This is amazing. I suppose we could just have our own little talk show on the side about what it's like to be an Asian household, Asian woman, being a bad bee, but also Asian, and just being like, you've been sleeping on us for many, many years. And still to this day, because here we are, you know, on Undiscovered, when we are discovered.
We are thriving.
We are thriving.
Yes.
But anyway, so thank you for that. And one last thing before we go, but is there anything else you would like to say about, you know, your networking ones? I know you have ones in Henderson, but I'm sure you have more in the future out in California and here, right? Is there a set schedule that you have that we can look forward?
So far right now, with ours, it's today at 6:30 p.m. in Henderson in Celebrity Home Loans. And we usually do our networking events every single month. It's about usually towards the end or the middle of the month. However, we do have Zoom trainings and we have Zoom classes where we discuss about the power of credit, and not only about credit, about finances, how to get out of the situation that you're in, because you're not in it alone.
Yeah,
and I love
absolutely. So what is your social media so people can reach out to you to
No
ask for
worries.
Zoom links and stuff?
Just search up the CEO, Girlie Bitoncol.
Everyone, Girlie. That's all I gotta say. Girlie, Queen Girlie. Praise Girlie. Thank you so much for being on my show. You made it amazing. A great way to start out. Everyone, make sure to hit her up, support her in every way possible. Reach out to her, and maybe she could be supporting you, like helping you, because she's already here. You guys gotta level up, like she said. Anyway, after the break, we have some more amazing guests coming your way, so stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI.
Hi guys, welcome back. As always, I'm your host, Priscilla, and as I promised, we have a hip-hop artist in the studio right now today. One is a 24-year-old rapper living here in Las Vegas. He already has so many singles out on SoundCloud, and we're going to be blessed with a performance after his interview. We also have content creator, hip-hop artist, music producer Wil Mon here with him today, and I know they work together, so we're gonna bring them both on. Everyone, Wil Mon and rapper LordSide. Hi, how's it going? How are you? Thank you so much for being on my show. How's it going?
Definitely.
Please take a seat. So, I'm so glad to have you guys here today. I think you guys are my first hip-hop artists so far.
Definitely. Pleasure is all there. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been very excited for this for quite a while, and I'm just happy to be there. Hi, everybody. Just shout out to everybody at home. Yeah.
So, you are 24 years old.
Yeah.
Are you born and raised here in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I've been here all my life.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in like the hip-hop, the rap scene?
Ooh, man, 2015, that was the start of it all. You know, after learning how to rap from my homies and going on to do rap battles with a couple of people in there, it hit me one day telling myself, I want to do this, you know? I want to actually take this to a whole nother level. So since then, it's been nothing but, you know, shows and just a lot of ups and downs along the way. Blessed right there, man. Blessed.
Okay, so you write all of your music, I
do,
presume,
yes,
so
I
that's
do.
amazing. And so what do you normally take from life that pretty much inspires all of your writing? I know that you have mentioned a little bit about like your past, like do you feel like that puts a lot of impact on your writing skills?
Oh man, that's a really good question, and I definitely gotta say and agree with all that. Definitely, yeah. I mean, with me, when it comes to writing, I just always use my imagination. You know, I write something down, and if it sounds good, I practice it and practice it until it can be something I can put in the song. But if it's something that doesn't really fit well with me, I'm just not really gonna use it. But yeah, my life definitely helped me along the way of being able to write as much as I can, because it got me to a point where I used to just rap about simple stuff, but now I can really tell a story every single time I write. It's amazing.
And that's probably the basis a lot of rap music in general, right?
Oh yeah,
It's telling a
definitely.
story.
Every single time.
Yeah, and do you feel like pushing that narrative, because I know that there's a lot of arguments regarding, you know, how people perceive rap, that
Yeah.
you want to push a narrative making sure that you keep what rap is, like the
Yeah.
truth, the grit, the underground vibes to it, and making sure you're
Yeah.
making your mark in rap music.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, it's always like, you know, I always like to try new things, you know? So every song that I make is always something different. Like, as of recently, I've been actually putting in my mix into something different, you know? And every single time I get to write, I always want it to be something that someone can listen to it and say, you know, this guy really is telling a story. And it's something different every single time, you know?
Right.
Yeah, many people definitely want to keep the hip hop around, and definitely I would love to as well, you know. But it's always good to explore, you know. I love being able to explore every genre.
Yeah, and you
there
should.
is.
That keeps, you know, the passion driving, the creativity.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Will, I know you two are together, you're a producer, so tell us how this duo right now is connected in a way.
It was like, wow, it's like you say, 2015. A friend of mine's, a mentor of mine, Stan Doris. Hey, how you doing, Stan Doris? We were work with a lot of artists, and at the time, I was going for cliche artists, gangster rap, things like that. That's previous and just popular already, and he brought him. Now, this is a story of the tortoise and the hare. Because while everybody's going fast, he's taking his time,
Right.
developing himself. While everybody's dressed up in nice clothes, he's still regular. While everybody's boasting about girls and guns and things like that, he's talking about positivity, being blessed by God. Or he's talking about, again, things walking on the moon, his medicine of meditation. The thing about him, he is not your ordinary artist. He's very eclectic in reggae, rock. He did a lot, and he waited his turn. He waited 4 years. So you got to think, a lot of artists that's sitting back was laughing. They were really like, how we're right here, and you're still right there.
Right.
Come now, he's done 4 movies. You got movies on, you got songs on soundtrack. He's achieved a lot.
Right.
You know, and the story goes even deeper than that if you really can read about him in his home life. So it was just a case of a guy staying true to himself.
Right.
I didn't have no mind to keep. We didn't have no mind to anything. He stayed true to his.
Be like, we're ready for the new year.
I
Let's
think
get rid
ever
of
since
this
the
year.
pandemic, it's just been like.
Right. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
like
Like,
going fast but slow at the same time.
There you
know what I
go.
mean?
But yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
That's kind of we.
I love that because I understand what that means. You know, a lot of people are always like they want the fast success, right?
Yeah.
They want the fast money.
Yeah.
They want the quick clout.
Yeah.
But people don't understand the time that you put into the beginning, the foundation. You know,
Yeah.
that's all how I built my career, and so here I am.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? And then you go like moving in
Mhm.
silence, basically, is the term that I like to
Yeah.
say. Is because,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people are all this, they're trying to think they're doing it, but either the quality's bad or they don't actually get things done.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's the point that I think that I love having you guys and having you say that is
Yeah.
what people need to know out there in this
But you
industry.
said a great thing, quality though.
Quality
Once you
is
learn, then you have to get to the quality. And I think that's with us be going through this journey, it's a quality journey, but we're understanding how important it is to produce quality stuff.
Yeah.
So we're still learning. We're
Yeah,
still,
because the industry will eat you alive. Like
Yeah.
you put something out, but the thing is, you're putting stuff out. That's the good thing. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna learn regardless.
Yes.
So you might as
Yeah.
well start early, start young, which you are.
Yeah.
So, Will, tell us a little bit about what you actually do and a little bit about you.
What I have and what I did, and I started in 1999 was Urban Culture magazine.
Okay.
And I'm proud of it because we really gave that name truth. At one time, urban culture meant bad. It really did mean bad. It meant projects. It meant this. And then after a while, you start seeing it say urban as far as urban fitting. So now we go to the magic show. Now it's all of a sudden it's the urban market. But I'm telling you guys, before that, no, it was not the urban market. It was not called the urban market. So Urban Culture magazine has been able to take the word urban culture, and we've seen it grow. We've seen it grow. And again, stay true, because you never know what you do, how fast and how far it can spread. Now, you might not be the one pointed to say did it, but trust me, history and yourself know you did it. So with Urban Culture magazine, we're able to really cultivate and really center the energy of Las Vegas hip hop. And we ended up doing an award show in 2006, one of the first award shows. So with that, we got a chance to really understand the importance of really documenting history for people at an indie level, just like yourself, at a level like people don't understand how important you are. To go back and say, well, she documented, she cared. That's what it means, though. Like when you say Urban Culture magazine or any media outlet, it's all about the person behind it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I never gotten into the title things. I know who I am. I'm happy with that. And I think with that, we've produced a lot of people that are happy within themselves.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of people within Urban Culture magazine are very self-contained, very self-efficient. And that's just the crowd that we hang around.
Yeah.
You know,
and you're
so
putting a voice to them now.
and we're putting a voice to
you're
them.
basically saying, hey, I've been here throughout the whole thing, I've seen how it changed. And you're able to now compare then and now and say, like, I've been there before, I'm here now, let me educate everyone. Because I think that's the main thing that I feel a lot of people just in general, not just in Las Vegas, like the
In
entire
general.
world,
Yeah.
is it's the education factor on the
Exactly.
culture behind rap,
There you
about
go.
hip hop, about urban fashion.
Yeah.
And where it comes from. Because
There
there's a
you go.
lot of misinterpretation, there's a lot of offense on many sides about what it is,
Yeah.
really.
I think it is,
You
but then
know.
I think everybody have their own,
Right.
interpretation. You got to ask them what year you were born. How did you learn about hip
Exactly.
hop? How did you come about that? You can't just say, "Oh, that's not real." Well, then you put down that person's upcoming. Like
Right.
you can't.
Right.
You got to understand where they're coming from. Be like, okay, that's real to you. It's hip hop, and the whole thing is 50 years old. You know what I'm
Everything
saying?
evolves.
Yeah,
That's
so
the most
it
important
evolves.
thing.
So,
Fashion in
yeah.
general, music in
Exactly.
general,
And
will
just
always
like-
evolve.
And just like many things that are happening now in this world, hip hop, is growing, It's like it's not the same as what it used to be.
Yeah.
But that's why in this life now, you just take it with a grain of salt and you do the best you still can with that because it's the best thing that's still going around, 50 years later, This is the biggest thing. It's more bigger than it's ever been. So now at this point, everyone really wants to get in. Most people, you could tell that they love it. Some people are just doing it just to get, just get a quick check,
Right.
Me, like I take everything with a grain of salt, and I do this for the love of it. It keeps me going, and I'm sure it keeps everybody going. It keeps the whole world going.
Yeah, but you just have to make sure you stay relevant and you never give up. That's the biggest
most
thing.
likely,
So
definitely.
do you mostly manage? Like I'm getting a very management thing from you. Like you own is
Well-
this the relationship that you mostly have?
Yeah,
Promo, marketing, is that?
Yeah. Really, it's about marketing and promotion, but more or less marketing. Because again, you can't keep by someone's side after so while. They have to pick up the reins and ride their own horse. So with him right now, yeah, it's developing. It's developing in business. You know, saying the music business. So he's understanding about creating his own lane. You know, so no, it's very a brotherhood really right now. Even though it's business, it's definitely business.
Well, that's good because it can also be like a mentor and you have history within the music industry as well.
I just think you got to have a way to speak to artists nowadays where they're comfortable and they're trustworthy. And they got to understand the vulnerability of both sides.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
they don't get eaten alive.
Exactly.
It's easy. Everyone can fall for any false promises.
There
There's
you
many
go.
people out here with recording studios,
Yes.
contracts. They did this. They I'm sure
Las
you're
Vegas.
laughing because
Las
you're like,
Vegas.
you know, I mean, and so you need people that actually have your back, that
Yeah.
believe in you, and
It just feels good.
yeah,
Yeah.
It feels good
So
nowadays.
it definitely is everything like you just said, you know. It's like, you know, definitely business, but definitely like a brother as well, you know. We definitely been down with each other since day one.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely, you know, even though I've been doing this for a long time, you know, it was him that really taught me the ropes of the bigger aspects in life, you know, the bigger opportunities, and not just that, be careful like who you go for and who you don't, you know. So it's always some good stuff to always get reminded by, you know, and definitely, you know, definitely plays a big role in everything I do. So it's really good to really have a team, you know, behind you. You always have to have people behind you.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Because many people like to say, you know, I got this, I do this on my own, but you know, you can't do everything on your own. You know?
Right, and that's not the truth about it, you know. So you have a talk show, like a TV show.
Yeah,
Make sure we're promoting everything that you guys do. I want everyone to know who those are. So.
Well, our talk show is Behind the Mic, and we're revamping it. Taisha is our host, a very good woman. She has a show on biz.com, also her own show. And it's basically the same thing. We want to know about people. We want to know about hip hop artists. We want the people to get to know you before they get to know the music, really, to be honest. That's the whole goal. Just like him, we want people to like the artist themselves. Again, you said one thing about relevancy. We want to kill that. If the people like the person themselves, then they will never go away because they'll grow with the people. And I think that word is really like, again, it put a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure when you say stay relevant. You know.
That's the only way people, you know what I mean? Like, that's the culture, and unfortunately,
exactly.
wording it like that.
You're
you know what I'm saying?
100% right. That's why I say we want to kind of like debunk that word of relevancy, because again, as long as you're breathing, you're relevant.
Right, but people are be like, oh, you can easily, if you step out for a couple months, you're like, wait, I don't, what's going on here? Am I gone now? Am I my career over?
I took a whole year break this year, you know, from doing music. So, you know, definitely, like you said, I agree with that. A lot of people like to really throw that word around a lot. They say like, okay, you haven't dropped anything in a while, you haven't done anything in a while, right? But you got to remember, too, that you're not just who you are when you're on that stage or when you're behind that camera and all that. You know, you're also still a human being just as well. Like, I still got important things in my life, too. Like, I got family. I got my lady, Alyssa. Shout out to her, baby. And then, you know, everything else in this world, you know. Like, you still got to enjoy the good things of life.
And because, you know what, a lot of things is this. A lot of people, you guys don't take advantage of things like this. You guys you don't know the importance of how social media, you guys don't understand. Like, if you really understood business, you would stop beating your feet and you start really networking with companies like this. This is how you get a broad range. This is how you get further than the city. So he was able to really champion being a part of media platforms like this. So he didn't have to go out there and do shows. He didn't have to go out there and worry about other promoters and things like that. But at the same time, he was able to build his portfolio. So again, that's why we're really trying to be relevancy is it. But if they don't connect, how can you stay?
Right.
You know,
and it goes back to the quality we talked about earlier. It's all about a matchup, right? Which it always will in the end. You know, I mean, you just gotta pass all the hardships and making sure that you get people watching. That's all you have to do.
There you go.
People watching, because then they're gonna have faith in you and they'll support you.
That's what it's about, building that faith back. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be that person that you can have faith behind. Like, no, their word is their word. You know, it's not so much a setup versus this what they're doing.
Right.
You know, that's it. Authenticity.
And so you talked about some shows, you know,
Yeah.
apart from the movies, but the performances.
Yeah.
Do you have any coming up? Like, is there anything that we should look forward to in Vegas for all the
Yeah,
locals?
so basically in a month, Mo McCoy is having his 2022 Winter Jam. I was very happy and honored to perform it last year, but I got that coming up, and that's happening on December 11th. So definitely, if y'all around in Vegas, y'all can definitely come check that out. But yeah, that's basically like all I got so far. You know, since I'm basically just getting back into this again, and you know, I know that this upcoming year there's gonna be way more, but that's for the future to tell. But for right now, you know, Mo McCoy's Winter Jam next month. I'm definitely gonna be a part of that.
And where is that happening?
Shoot, I didn't.
We don't even know
You
that.
don't even know yet.
We,
But
you know, we
it's
have the
happening. It's
address.
happening.
But you know what? What's so good about that? The Mo McCoy thing and Fireproof Film. Good shout out to y'all. Is it help builds up his acting credits
Right.
for his I don't know what's that IMD or
Yeah,
IMDb.
I am the
yeah. So it builds up his credits. So like I said again, we appreciate everything. We do. Mo and Andrea, thank you a lot for helping us and exposing us to the indie film.
Sure. Y'all the reason
You know.
why my dreams came true, becoming part of movies and
Yeah.
everything. That which
Very much
honestly was a lot of fun doing last year. You know, we shot about 4 movies in 1 year, and I didn't even think that would be possible. You know, but I had a lot of fun doing acting, and I definitely am looking forward to just doing it again in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. I know Las Vegas is the second Hollywood. There's lots of things. I mean, I act and model full time, so
Oh,
I
that's
do that
amazing.
daily. So I know that there'll be many acting opportunities for you. And
Oh,
what we're
definitely.
doing here is making sure people know that that's something that you're interested in.
Yes.
So shout out to all those people. And before we go, I know you're about to perform for us, for
Yeah,
all the
definitely.
audience. And the song title is Bless.
Definitely.
Can you
yeah.
tell us a little bit about that song, the writing process, what it's about?
Yeah,
before the
so
audience hears?
anyways, Blessed is basically a song just me talking about, you know, how thankful and blessed I am for everything that I have in my life, you know. Like basically, you know, having a good life where I basically can still go to work, enjoying my lady by my side, and most importantly, just enjoying everything that really just comes with it. I'm just talking in the song about how blessed and thankful I am for everything that's just happening, you know, for me in life, you know. Because life wasn't always easy, you know. Like growing up, there were many challenges I faced, but I'm thankful that God still kept me going, you know, still pushing me. And this song really just talks that message really in, you know. So
Yeah, that's
but-
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we love to hear it, and I love that you're taking your struggles and making it your art, and you're sharing it with the world. And you know, I'm sure that. How was the writing process for you with that one? Would you say it was pretty easy? Did that take time? Was it a little hard for you?
You know, it definitely. I take my time when it comes to my music. You know, back in the day, like back when I was like younger, I used to be able to finish a song in a day, have it memorized in a day, because there wasn't too much responsibility that I had at that time. But now I take my time with what I put down because I always want to make sure my message is something that people can take with them every single time. You know. And with that, it took a bit about a week, but I still put my time in every single day. It's like going in the backyard, having a blunt to smoke, and then just getting into my notebook.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you know you have your own style. You know,
Yeah.
it's like to take
You know,
your
just-
time. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Definitely, you know.
And you're here blessing us with Bless, which
Definitely.
I'm so excited for.
Oh,
So
woo.
everyone, after the break, LordSide is going to perform his song Bless that he was just talking about, and then it's been a pleasure to have you
Oh,
both
thank you
on.
very much. Thank you.
LordSide, everyone, and Wil Mon, it's a pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
Definitely.
After the break, that performance, so stay tuned.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media.
Welcome back, everyone. As promised, here's LordSide performing his song Bless.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I'm so blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed.
everybody in the building, make some noise in here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Woo!
Remember those times that came with the stress? Remember when life really was a mess? Look up now and see that we blessed. You damn right I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed.
I am so
Blessed, blessed, blessed.
Yes, we are
Blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Stress, stress, stress. Mess, mess, mess. But now we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed. Life's too good, I just need a taste. Kiss on my girl, grab her by the waist. I'm not in
No rush, girl, just keep the
I don't know what happened.
Woo, shit.
Is that your phone? Did it go off?
No, it's just basically you gotta keep it going. It's on the message. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, yo.
You gotta tell your audience, not us.
Sorry. We just
Keep it on, so we gotta
just
keep it.
just keep it on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm so blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember those times that came with the stress? Remember when life really was a mess? Look up now and see that we blessed. You damn right I said it. Yeah. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Stress, stress, stress. Mess, mess, mess. But now we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed. Life's too good, I just need a taste. Kiss on my girl, grab her by the waist. I'm not in no rush, girl, just keep the pace. You know I gotta thank God, everything's okay. Remember when those times was tough? It really felt like there was no love. But now I just see it through my eyes, that it's just more than enough. Always doing our best, we can never settle for less. But no miracles on to heaven, at the end of the day we blessed. Remember those times that came with the stress, Remember when life really was a mess, But I look up now and see that we blessed. You did what I said it. Yeah. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Those times I'm with stress, stress, stress. The life is a mess, mess, mess. Now we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed. damn right that we blessed. You damn right that we blessed. I can say it so many times, but the truth that reminder is right on my chest. My God is the best. My God is the best. My God is the best. I can say it so many times, cause no matter what, we blessed. Cause I can think of the many times, the times I thought that I was dying, the times I'm stuck, so I was stuck crying. I thank God for bringing up a real one, and I thank my mom for raising a real one. And I thank my girl for always sticking by my side. Remember days when the thoughts was like suicide. But times changed, the arms stronger than before. Only positive vibes allowed in the door. You damn right that we blessed. Damn right that we blessed. I can say it so many times, cause we blessed. Remember those times that came with the stress. Remember when life really was a mess. But I look up now and see that we blessed. You damn right I said it. Yeah. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed. I am so blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Those times when we stress, stress, stress. The life was a mess, mess, mess. But now we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes, we are blessed, blessed. We blessed. Stay blessed. Thank you, God.
That was blessed. Shout out to everybody at Social Media Shows Network. I love y'all. Thank you.
That was LordSide, everyone. His song Blessed. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's a
thank
pleasure.
you
did
so much.
amazing.
Thank you.
Right after the break, we have another actor coming on.
Woo!
Stay tuned.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently?
How amazing was that performance? I'm pretty sure all of us feel blessed being in this room here and now, and I'm sure that song has inspired me, so I know that definitely inspired you. Next, we're about to switch gears over to an amazing voiceover actor and now an actor in television and film. He's got amazing products coming up and also has many projects that he's been involved in, so I cannot wait to have him on so he can tell you about it. Everyone, BZ Cullins. Hey! Thank you so much for coming.
Oh,
it's
thank
a
you for having me.
pleasure. Please
Appreciate
have a seat. So, thank you. So you literally flew in today.
Literally in the last hour and a half, I just got here.
You literally just got here, and it's an honor to have
Thank
you
you.
on the show. So thank you so much. So where'd you fly in from?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Awesome. So I know that you have some amazing projects coming up that you also, but before we get to that, you've done some amazing things before then. So you've been in this industry for around 20, 30 years, is that correct?
I've been in entertainment for 30. Voiceover has been 20, and I recently just broke into on-camera acting in the last 3.
Yeah, and so that's pretty amazing, right? So now you're switching gears, because I'm pretty sure, like, in the studio, like, you're used to doing anything voice, no one's really, like, you can just be yourself, doesn't matter what you look like, and then now you're like, it's both. You're like, wait! So tell us how you got into voiceover acting to begin with.
Well, craziest thing is I was visiting a cousin of mine who is an actress, and she asked me if I'd ever thought about getting into voiceover, and I told her no. The only thing I wanted to do, if anything, would be either to play a Klingon or a Sith Lord, Star Wars, Star Trek. And so she's an actress. Her and I went to this bookstore in LA called Samuel French, and we saw this podium. There's this stand of books that says You Can Bank on Your Voice by a gentleman named Rodney Salisbury. And for anybody who's watching, if you've ever seen a Twix commercial and you hear, need a moment, chew it over with Twix, that's him. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? The biggest thing that caught our eye is his last name, Salisbury. My mother is Salisbury. The cousin that I was with, I'm related to by Salisbury. So the antenna went up. I'm like, okay, who is this dude? And I need to find out if we're related and how. He went on to become one of my biggest mentors in voiceover. We haven't quite established a family link, but I consider him family.
Yeah, it's meant to be, honestly,
Yeah.
and so, you know.
So from there, I started searching for voiceover classes, coaches, because voiceover is a different beast from on camera, so
Right.
there's different types of training. I started acting before I started voiceover, as far as training goes. So I wanted to get the acting part out of the way, and so that's where we are. And so I found my coach, and found out that Rodney was also teaching, so I just started absorbing,
Right.
sponging, all that good.
Right. And so what's your favorite thing probably that, you know, about voiceover that's kept you in that business for so long? Because I've seen, like, you know, your resume, you've done voiceover for many, many, many different things, along with also, you know, charitable things as well, in ministry. So you across the board, you do voiceovers, not just for one thing. And some people are just like, oh, I do it for novels, right? You do audiobooks, some people stick with that. They stick over animation, or they
Correct.
stick with, you know, certain things. But you have done literally everything.
Almost, yeah. And actually, yeah, I have, now that I'm thinking about it, because my work really hadn't extended into animation until recently. So, as well as audiobooks recently. And so I pretty much have done it all across the board. The biggest thing, my primary reasons for getting into voiceover, and you mentioned ministry. One of the things that I never wanted to do was do on-camera work, because I didn't want fanfare. I didn't want admiration. I didn't want any worship, anything like that, because it doesn't belong here. It belongs elsewhere. So that was one of the reasons. Another reason is you get to work from home. You know, I can be in my pajamas and go do, you know, a commercial for Citgo or Kroger, and no one will know anything. I
Right.
knock out the job and it's a wrap. And 3, which is one of the more important, is I've always wanted to be in entertainment. With voiceover, you get to be in entertainment, make entertainment money, but still have a semblance of normalcy in your
Right.
life.
Correct.
Well, that's no longer the case for me.
You're right.
I wanted that, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, because now you have the pleasure of working on camera,
Correct.
which is a different ballpark, and you get that. But with that, you can't help but then enter the world of things you're trying to avoid. And a lot of people don't realize how taxing it is. you know, on people's life, and then now that you're probably doing both, but it's a whole different, like, you have to be here and then, you know, doing all these things.
Yeah, you said the word taxing. I'm literally been shifting time zones over the course of the last 3 weeks, from LA to Salt Lake City to Minneapolis, back here to Vegas, back to Minneapolis, back here to Vegas today, then I have to go to Salt Lake City on Friday. Then I have to go to LA in the next week. So it's
a lot, yeah. And even travel alone, like, is exhausting. Even people are like, you're sitting on a plane, like that. It just drains you. And then knowing that it's not like you're gonna go somewhere, rest. You go somewhere, your work right here. You gotta be ready. You have to be prepared. No excuses really. But it's amazing that it sounds like you're pretty booked, which is every actor, everyone in entertainment industries, their blessing is to always have that back to back, because you work based on how you're scheduled.
Well, the thing is my end game was, if I'm going to do this on-camera thing, I just want to be a working actor. I don't want to be a superstar, even though my manager tells me that I'm going to be. I don't want to be a star. I just want to be a working actor, pay the bills, and entertain people.
Very humble.
And again, we mentioned ministry. If I'm doing on-camera work, I'm going to be able to reach a larger audience with ministry.
Right. So there's always your motivation behind what you do, and it's obviously not fame, which is not as common as you're seeing as it is, which is amazing. You stay humble, you stay grounded, and you're doing it because you love what you do. Correct. Basically. So tell us a little bit about the past work that you've done that probably people would have recognized your voice from. We can hit that first, because I know.
Well, for voiceover, I mean, until recently, the majority of my work has been in commercials and narration. I've just started getting into, and it's been a long time goal of mine, for TV promos and movie trailers. That is the toughest nut to crack in voiceover, and that is the upper echelon of voiceover. For those of us who get the bulk of the work in voiceover work, you're looking at 7 figures. So I'm not there yet. I just recently did a show. It's for Marvel, and it's primarily for Nick Jr., called Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and I voice an AI for Tony Stark, and it's literally an artificial intelligence chair. And so I'm waiting to hear back from the studio, because I have a couple more episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's
looking forward to
amazing.
that.
That's. You're talking about you're not at the upper echelon. I feel like people hear that and they're like, wait, so that's not it? Like, dang, that's crazy. That's how big you are. So, with that being said, like, you know, me being an actor on camera, I haven't really done as much voiceover work. What would you say would be the major difference between training-wise and, like, actually doing the job versus, obviously, we know when you're on camera, when you're not on camera. But, like, as far as the work involved and what you need to be a great voiceover actor, what would you say that would be?
Well, the first things first is training, because, you know, a lot of people think that you have to have either thunder throat or you have to have an arsenal of voices to be a successful voiceover talent, but that's not the case. The case is you need to be able to take whatever is in front of you, that script, and make 10 million people think that you're talking to each one of them individually, and then you sit at home and wait for your checks. But just because you can, you know, you have this big bassy voice, or if you have a bunch of voices, that doesn't automatically, you know, make you a candidate for being a great voiceover talent. You have to learn to hone and use your instrument properly in order to convey any message. And the biggest thing about it is a lot of people think, well, you're just reading. When it comes to voiceover, you have to be able to sell, and literally everything in voiceover is selling. With commercial, you're selling goods, events, services, and media. With animation, you're selling the character you're voicing. With narration, you're selling the documentary that you're narrating. With movie trailers, you're selling the next movie. With TV promos, you're selling the next show. With radio imaging, you're selling the radio station, or whatever it is they need you to voice. You're always selling. So even though voiceover is a part of acting, you can't get away from it. It is storytelling in a sense, especially if it's audiobooks. It's storytelling in a sense, but you're still advertising.
Right.
You're still selling.
Right.
So, but first things first is training. Hone your instrument. Take care of your instrument. And another valuable part of your instrument are your ears, and you have to take care of those. So I don't go around loud crowds. I don't yell. I don't drink dairy. I take care of my tools.
Yeah, I can tell. The way you speak is very calm. You're not over exasperating yourself. You're sitting here, you're cool, you know, you're just like, I'm gonna let my voice speak for me. There you go. You know. So now with film, you know, I need the biggest thing, and so because, you know, holidays are coming up, Hallmark Channel is a huge thing this Christmas, and you happen to be in one.
Yes.
Right?
I just
Love in the
auditioned
Limelight,
for
right?
just auditioned for another one, which is a Christmas film, and I just put in for another one. So hopefully Hallmark likes me enough to keep picking me up. But yeah, Love in the Limelight, that one came out this summer, and that was a blast. And we shot that in Salt Lake City. I've been doing a lot of work in Utah lately.
Yeah, I hear Utah has a lot going on over there.
It does.
So, you know, I haven't hit that market yet, but it's, you know, that and Arizona. Arizona's got a lot going on.
Arizona's
too.
picking up. New Mexico's doing well. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these smaller markets are starting to pick up. So, you know, hopefully, prayerfully, you know, we'll be able to dip into those as well.
I mean, you already have a foot into Hallmark. Everyone, I feel like that's a lot of people's dream. Like, what? You're in a Hallmark movie? It's amazing. Hallmark's on nonstop. That's what we watch all the time. But, amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
And I know you also have something coming up. Is it CSI? If I'm not
It aired already.
It aired already.
Yeah, the most recent things I just did was one was CSI Vegas and General Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So those are the ones that most recently aired. And I'm actually going to LA to work on another TV show. I can't quite talk about that just yet. And I just worked on a film last weekend out in Utah. Can't discuss that one yet. However, two of the main characters, or two of the main actors in that, are in the new series Wednesday, based on Wednesday Addams.
I saw that as an ad coming on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I think, one of those. Netflix will be one of those, yeah. The two main stars of that. They were the main stars of this film. Now, even though we shot it in Utah, it's not a Hallmark film. It's a full-on feature film with Paramount. I didn't know that till I got there. So I'm like,
That's always how it happens. Or something. They give you as little details as possible.
Right.
And then you realize when you get on set, wait, isn't that so-and-so? What am I doing? Where am I? Like, I feel like that's what happens a lot with these movies, you know. So what would you say your biggest struggle, apart from now, you know, the Limelight, not, you know, another, because that was the name of the movie, but the Limelight, for being on camera, how would you say transitioning has been for you?
It's been okay, because when it came down to it, for the transition, I started booking on camera work, and I didn't understand why. And the reason I is because whenever I get an on-camera script, I break it down. Literally, I'll take a pencil and chop it up like it's a voiceover script. And then I just act that out, and that's what's been winning. And then I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and take up a couple of acting coaches and get their take on this. And they'll show me, you know, different ways of maneuvering, but what it was that I was doing was working. But they gave me, you know, other nuggets to incorporate with what it is that I was doing. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just go ahead and ride the wave and see where it goes. And this is where we are now. I never thought I would actually say it, but I can literally classify myself as a working Hollywood actor.
Yeah, as you should. I mean, you claimed that with all that you're doing. So, I mean, and these are like roles, like principal roles. Like people can literally probably find him, have IMDb, you have, you know, website, all these things, and it'll all be there. So I applaud you for that. That's amazing. A lot of people making the steps into that, and I love how you were talking about breaking things down. You know, even though you're doing it the voiceover way, that's what people don't understand about acting in general, is you do have to break those down. Because, like, the comparison, you're still telling a story. You know, you're still telling a story of a character that you're playing, making it your own, and so the audience will believe that you are that. They're not looking at you as a person, you in your everyday life. They're looking at you as that person in that moment. And so I feel like with that knowledge that you've taken from voiceover acting, it's really pushed you and escalated you above others.
And the biggest difference between the two is with voiceover you have to read with on camera, you have to remember and act, but you never get away from acting.
Yes.
So my biggest hiccup or my biggest fear initially was remembering lines.
Okay.
And even though it's always been my biggest fear, I very rarely flub.
Like a true professional would, period. Obviously, I mean, even if you did, you would sit here and be like, oh God, it's so hard. No, this is a Hollywood actor.
I've tripped up a few times, but it's been on a rare occasion.
Yeah, but the beauty of film is it happens all the time. You're gonna do how many takes anyways? You know, if it's theater, so you gotta learn improv.
That right there is way different. I love doing the craziest things. I love doing theater. I just can't go and watch it because I fall asleep. Performing in it, no problem.
Yeah. I was
But
gonna say
actually
perform
going
while
to
you're
watch
focusing. Yeah. And that's where, I mean, I feel like that goes hand in hand with you can't grab an audience and tell them the story. You gotta sell it right then. Live though. There's no editing.
No.
Your voice gotta project, which is opposite really of
Absolutely.
what you do.
And
So.
and even with that, I studied opera for a few years, and I was instructed on how to do just that, project. So it helped.
Yeah. So because I remember your backstory. If we're gonna go back, like you do have that performance, opera training, but then also, and it started around when you're 5 or 8, right? And you had some.
Yeah.
It's always started with your voice.
My
back
voice
then.
changed when I was 8. 3rd grade, I hit puberty, and man, my family has been on me since. None of them have ever let up. So.
But here, you used it to your advantage.
Now
You remember that one time your voice wasn't like that?
Now I'm using it for work. So,
Yeah. And it's amazing. You have a great voice in real life.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna, listen. Like everyone's gonna be different every time, but that's the beauty of it. You're able to transform. But it's been a pleasure. And before we go, is there anything that you would like to give people that are training for voiceover actors or actors in general? Any one solid advice that you would say if someone had told you it would have helped you that you would like to give back and tell them?
I say this every time someone asks me that question. Make certain you understand that this arts and entertainment game is a crapshoot. Nothing is guaranteed. It's a walk of faith. And if you're going to walk it, you need to step out to find out. And while you're in the midst of stepping out to find out, you need to stand out.
Well said, well spoken, well versed. All things that are BZ in general, obviously. But it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad I can put a smile on your face
The
after
honor
your
is
long
mine.
trip from Minnesota. Thank you so much for coming out here.
Thank you for having
BZ,
me.
everyone. Make sure to look up this movie and Hallmark, episode on CSI, General Hospital, and look up for what's happening with him. That's coming that he can't say yet, but it will be out there, and this is a true star, everyone. It's been an honor. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you so much.
See you guys after the break.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have.
Hi guys, welcome back. Wasn't that show exactly like I said? It was jam-packed, so many different industries all in one room today. Absolutely inspiring. There's so much to learn from each and every one of them, but they all have a common thing, which is basically taking your time, honing your craft, and giving back and inspiring others, which is something that I resonate with as well. So as always, I am your host, Priscilla Moy. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those things. Every little thing helps support not only social media shows, me, but also the artists that we have in our show every week. We also have so much coming in store as to where you can view our show, apart from where you can view it now, so make sure to stay tuned about that. And I love watching the show grow as each week goes on. So that's all thanks to you guys and your amazing comments and your support. I'm Priscilla Moy, and see you next week on Undiscovered.